How's it going? So yeah, looking at Bitcoin just for a little quick market update. It is almost 1 o'clock UTC on Thursday, the 12th of December. So looking at the local stuff now, just based off of the next hour or so, we're going to get some PPI data coming in after the CPI data came in yesterday. So we're showing a small uptick in general inflation. So some potential early market movement from PPI data as well. All eyes are on the interest rate decision next Wednesday. Still expected to cut rates by 0.25. However, watch the conference as well. He might indicate that they're in a unwillingness to cut rates further given the slight rise in inflation. So with that being said, looking at Bitcoin long shorts, yep, coming back down really aggressively, which is good. This fueled the upside drive, which we got perfectly yesterday. Super happy with that. In the local stuff, we're seeing a bit of an uptick in longs just within the last, very, very low time frame, coming up reasonably, like not even a significant amount, but still nothing too crazy to say about it. Just a little bit more aggressive people trying to long if we get the breakout to the upside. Generally still more short than long, which is still bullish. Looking at the funding rates as well, positive funding rates. So we are a little bit over 0.01, not as nice looking as yesterday, but still pretty neutral. It's still slightly, less incentivizing to take long positions. It's incentivized to take shorts, obviously. It's positive funding. But BitMEX at 0.0102, nothing crazy there. So still generally rather neutral. Looking at the liquidity, we got a nice little pocket above us that we've been forming out ever since we went sideways over the last couple days. The high closes that we got earlier as well were awesome. They kind of broken the trend, but we're still finding major resistance here with some nice little liquidity above us. Now we're doing a little bit of a local failure, but nothing's really back testing for shorting to go lower. There's some really localized structures, I think, if we're going to go back down and grab that liquidity. We haven't really had a failure in, other than retesting the previous weekly open. And on the higher time frame, the liquidity above actually looks attractive. We're very close to it. So as long as we hold the low that we just printed, we should be soaring to the upside. If we lose the low we just printed, we're going to have a little bit more downside to kind of clear out that local late long liquidity. So what that means in the local stuff, just really basic, looking at the chart from yesterday. We talked about this move really cleanly, right? This was the gain that we saw. We talked about the bottom forming. That's a really easy step off move, blowing out all of the previous short liquidity, going all the way up past the weekly open. We talked about the weekly open being the target at 101.1 because that's where we're effectively stopping. We've had some big wicks. There's still quite a bit of sell pressure above that, and we've got a really good 4 hours. So if we close this 4 hour nicely, we could be basing off for a retest all the way up at like 102.6, testing some of the swing high structure and potentially new highs. Now, this 4 hour close, it's got 3 hours to it. It's got plenty of time. What we don't want to do is lose the lows we just did. I know if I go a lower time frame, we can see it pretty cleanly. The current 1 hour open at 100.3. If we do break that, I'm assuming we do a bigger flush out back towards 98.5, 98.9, that type of stuff. So really critical that we hold the local level. We're still bearishly back testing the previous weekly open and closing some hourly candles below previous levels. So we do have a little bit of a low close there. The invalidation of the further breakdown would very simply be we need to regain the weekly and get some nice closes above to squeeze into that, bigger area that we talked about, 101, 102.7, 102.6, potentially all the way up to 103. So still the upside targets in place. Quick snap back, I think, to retest stuff if we have a further breakdown off of the low we just started. But other than that, it still looks good. The move from yesterday played out beautifully. Very happy with that. I mean, we literally got it from the weekly regain to go back up towards the weekly open. So a smooth almost 4% just on spot. So that being said, take it easy, play the levels. I'm waiting for a bit more confirmation. It's not as easy and clean as it was yesterday, and just kind of waiting for a bit more directional as we're going into the open. That's that. Take it easy.